Hello and welcome to episode number 2 of Captain Career Videocast. Today we're going to talk about 23 ways to sabotage your job search. Job search is an art. You don't want to go through that and learn that intimately too many times, but it has to happen today because people are in career transition frequently and job search changes all the time. One mistake and you are out, or your search is lengthened, and that can cost you a lot of money. Each day you're unemployed, if you're in career transition, costs you a lot of money. You don't want 6 months, you prefer 3 months being in career transition. So make sure you learn job search. So here are my 23 ways to sabotage your job search. Number 1, failing to track and document accomplishments. We hire people because they can perform, because they can make money, because they can save money, because they can streamline operations, because they can eliminate headcount, introduce new technology. The list goes on and on and on. They need to see, the readers of your resume need to see that you are a performer, and also relay those accomplishments in your LinkedIn profile. So accomplishments after accomplishments after accomplishments. We're not interested in responsibilities except for number of headcount you're responsible for and your budgets. So make sure you concentrate on performance, how good you are, the value you've brought your past employers. Number 2, leaving on bad terms. Never ever burn bridges. Yeah, the termination day is a sad day. It affects you emotionally. Why me? The rage, the anger, all those natural emotions go through your mind. But try never to burn bridges. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because you might be employed by them some other time, by the same company you were just terminated. I can tell you a story. One of my clients from a little while ago, she has been re-employed 6 times because she never burnt her bridges by the same company. How outstanding is that? She was calm, she was collected, she took it as it was and was terminated. And then 3 months later, she took a severance. Then 3 months later, she was re-engaged because of her skills. Not networking. Number 3, not networking. Networking is going to bring you the best value. And I mean networking while you're gainfully employed and not just when you're looking for a new job or when you're in career transition. You need to network consistently. Yeah, you can scale it back somewhat when you're in jobs, when you're in gainfully employed. But when you're in job search, you need to really ramp it up. Look at meetup.com. So website with a plethora, hundreds and hundreds of different meetings in cities across the world. I've been to a few of them. They're very interesting. So you will meet people. You never know who you're going to meet at any networking event. Somebody could generate leads or somebody at a target company where you want to go and work. So never, ever give up networking in person. And just as important is networking online. You need to be on LinkedIn. You need to be on Facebook. You need to network and start connecting because you never know. Those people you connect with right now can bring you value 2 years, 3 years down the road. Searching for the perfect job. Perfect job doesn't exist, sadly. Wished it would, because I'm sure you all you guys would want a perfect job. But never concentrate on the perfect job. Concentrate on a job where you can bring value, where you can be happy, where you can share your expertise and make a notable impression. Forget about the perfect job. Using only the internet. This is a fallacy that the internet brings you jobs. It's a very small percentile. Job boards, national newspapers, and corporate websites bring just a few percentile of jobs. You need to concentrate on that networking. Find those hidden jobs. I can teach you how to find those hidden jobs. That will be in a future video because finding those hidden jobs is an art in itself. Be my old trade, a detective, and I will show you how. I will teach you how. Writing a generic cover letter. So a cover letter takes you from today forward, and a resume takes you from today backward. A cover letter is written in the personal pronoun, the word I, my, he, or she. And there are 5 different types, and I will tell you those different types in another video coming up about the different types of cover letters to different audience. So they all look for different things. But never ever send a generic cover letter. You need to customize it to that particular application and pull out some of the buzzwords, the keywords, the soft skills and the hard skills they are looking for at the other end. This is a favorite of mine. Number 7, typos. Oh my gosh, I can write a book just on the typos I've seen. Spell check doesn't count out all those typos. Always have all your documentation looked at by somebody, a friend of yours, an acquaintance of yours, somebody you trust who's got a good command in your particular language, and have it proofread, maybe by 2 or 3 people, because you can never have it read by too many people. One mistake in typo, one grammar mistake, and you can be counted out. Also, be savvy to which country you're in. In the English language countries, there's a subtle differences between the English language in the US, Canada, UK, Australia, and other countries around the world. So make sure you have your spell check or your Microsoft Word put into your particular country. So if you're marketing yourself to Canada or the US, you can have 2 different types of resume. You can have a US resume, minus spelling, grammar, and punctuation differences. You can have a Canadian resume, or if you're the same with the UK. So make sure you have your program to that particular country, including your current work email or telephone number. This is highly, in my professional opinion anyway, I consider this highly unethical. You should have your own personal telephone number, your cell phone, or your home number, plus an email, your own personal email. Never ever use business time to look for your next opportunity. So it's highly unethical, and recruiters and HR professionals will think similar. Not targeting the resume to the position. This is number 9. You should target that resume. So the bulk of your resume, as we discussed a few minutes ago, is going to be accomplishments. Those are historic. You can't change your accomplishments. Show them to the maximum, seduce the reader. But what does change is the top third of a page, where you customize that resume to that particular job. Pull some of the buzzwords out, the soft skills, the hard skills, and place them in the resume. Number 10, showing up late for an interview. What is that going to tell? You're almost concluding your job search. You're in a final stretch, hopefully. You've got this interview, and then you go and mess it up just simply because you're late. Never, ever be late for an interview. So work it out, how long it's going to take you, and don't rely on public transport. The bus could be late, the train could be late. Catch the bus before, catch the train before, and be there at least 10 minutes early. So that gives you a time to really relax and take in the situation, the surroundings, so you're ready for that interview, whether it be an hour or an hour and a half or whatever. So you're mentally prepared, you're in their state. Number 11, dressing inappropriately. I can't tell you the stories I've heard of people who turn up for senior executive jobs and they're dressed in jeans. Well, what does that? It's first impressions count. What message is that going to send to a future employer? It's going to send a very, very negative message. So you need to find out what the mode of dress, the attire is at that particular company. Here's a tip for you. Go onto LinkedIn and find other employees at that particular company, not in that particular hiring position, and network with them and ask them the attire for that particular company or that particular department within that company, and then dress accordingly, or maybe just dress slightly up rather than dress down. So make sure your dress is appropriate. Number 12, answering your cell during an interview. Now you would think this is common sense, but actually it happens frequently. Hiring decision makers, and I network with executive recruiters and HR professionals all the time. They tell me this is never letting up. People answer their phones during the interview. So never answer your phone. the conversation goes dead, and you are dead because you are gone out of their hiring. Okay, so never use your cell phone. Turn it off, put it away. Don't, so it's nowhere near you. Turn it off totally. Number 13, not asking questions. An interview is a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. You get some dialogue, some conversation going between you and them both ways. Because if it's a panel interview or an individual interviewer, they want to see that you are asking them questions. You can challenge them as well. You can ask where you will be in 2 years, assuming, and give them the message that you're going to get that particular job. So be very positive. Ask questions about the culture. Ask questions about all sorts of things, and find out from the other employees, when you touch base with them on LinkedIn, some good questions to ask. But do the history of the company and understand the company, and then ask questions. Number 14, bad-mouthing your previous employer or your boss. That is a no. Cardinal sin. Don't do that. That is a foolish error. Self-explanatory. We don't need to go any further. Number 15, not paying attention. Don't look around and think of, oh, this is a nice room and whatever. No, you need to concentrate on the people who are in front of you. So you need to focus on them, pay full attention. Yeah, it can be very tiring. And some of the interviews today go to 90 minutes, which is very a long time. But make sure you pay attention 100% of the time. Don't look around. Don't cast your eyes around. Look behind you. Look in your purse. Look in your case, your briefcase. Make sure you maintain eye contact and smile with them. Number 16, not researching company or the position. With the advent of the internet in the last few years, there's a whole wealth of information available for you to download on the internet about that company. Also ask those employees you asked about the attire, a little bit about the company, a little bit about the culture, a little bit about what they talk about around the water cooler and the position, if they know it. So never go unprepared. Always research and ask questions within the interview. Number 17, forgetting about being interviewed from the moment you enter the building. Sometimes the receptionist or the person who's sitting right at the entrance to the building is briefed that you are entering the building for an interview. And they are asked after the interview how you introduced yourself, how your poise, your stature, what you did when you entered the building. So make sure you are on a sort of a camera when you enter that building. Everybody's looking at you because they want to assess you in all facets, not just during the interview. So make sure you carry yourself with pride, with professionalism throughout the whole exercise. Stand tall, smile, shake hands. Number 19, not sending a thank you note. I'm a great believer in thanking my clients. Every client with me gets a thank you note, a handwritten note, not anything on the internet. I snail mail. You remember snail mail? Yeah, well, you need to embrace snail mail. Snail mail is very important. Get some good stock thank you cards and handwrite the thank you card, whether it be just to the interviewer or the panel. So how do you find out their names? You take at the exit of leaving the interview, take their business cards, and then you will have all their names, their positions, their titles, and then you can send them all, if it's a panel interview, a thank you card. A thank you card sets you above the competition. How many times have you ever received a snail mail thank you card recently? Probably not. Being over aggressive in the follow-up. Now, it can be very frustrating. When you exit the interview, ask the interviewer or interviewers when they intend on making a decision, whether it be for the final decision or whether it be for the next round. And let that expire a few days. So it could be another week, it could be another 10 days. Don't dead on the week call them and say, well, I was expecting to hear and whatever. You need to be more patient. So I would suggest if it's a week, I would say you wait till a week and a half and then start seeing if you can find out why you haven't been called. But never expect that you are going to be called, because unfortunately today, not all the candidates who enter the interview are called. Not learning from mistakes. Now, I've given you a whole shuffleboard of mistakes that you need not to embrace here. So you need to learn from this video. Go back through this video and have a look and see what the mistakes that I see and others see so common in your job search. One mistake can count you out of a job. So remember, make sure your job search, make sure you're trained, you're well attained in job search, because it's a very, very important pastime. It's a full-time job to find a full-time job. Stopping job search while you're waiting for a response. Now, this really is upsetting to me as a career coach. I see so many people, oh, I got a job offer and it's going to come next month. Well, I'm going to pull out of job search. Well, that is the biggest cardinal sin to sabotage your job search you can make. In today's economy, when hiring is robust, if you continue that job search or even ramp it up, you could probably get yourself into multiple job offers. Many of my clients do. Never relax, because that job offer you've been promised might never come. And what have you wasted? Several weeks, or definitely several days. So never waste a day just simply because you think or you've been told you got a job offer, because often they don't come, sadly. Airing frustrations. It can be very frustrating. It's not something that people want to do every year. A job search, as I say, is an art, and you can be very frustrated. You're going to have your ups and downs. One day's going to be up, you're going to have 3 days down, then you're going to go up. So make sure you conquer those frustrations. Have a good work life or job search balance. Make sure you balance that time out, but really work hard at your job search. No LinkedIn profile. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, you are gone today in career management. Make sure you have a LinkedIn profile fully complete with a photograph. Customize your LinkedIn address, of which I will be talking about in many further videos. So stand by for those other videos. I'm passionate about helping you reach your career goals. I have an offer for you. I want to clear the deck for you. I want to get you from A to B in the fastest possible way. I want to offer you a free resume critique and a LinkedIn audit. I will give you 30 minutes of my time, no obligation, no sales pitch, to go through those two platforms, your resume and your LinkedIn profile, for free. What better offer is that? But I warn you, I am realistic. I am tough, because you only get one kick of the can and one mistake, and I will show you or tell you all those mistakes. You can kibosh your career and sabotage your career. So I will say it as it is. I will help you remove all those red flags. So there's lots of green flags waving, and you will march forward a lot quicker. 30 minutes of your time, 30 minutes of my time. How about that? Are you interested? If so, email your resume to me below, on the email below, or send it in the file, the conversation on LinkedIn. And then I will arrange a conversation with you, whether it be next week or the week after. If you are watching on YouTube, click the subscribe button below. Also press the bell icon so you will be automatically informed of my Captain Career video series coming up in the future. Cheers.